Hey guys, this video is going to cover msds forms. You've seen these in the past very briefly. Now we're going to expect you to be able to read them. That's all this is reading them and knowing how to find them. The best way to do it is to be familiar with the sections. You don't need to memorize this at all, you just need to be able to read and find. But if you know and can find first aid measures and something happens to somebody, that's probably the first place you're going to look for it. But to the left, this is for concentrated sulfuric acid. You'll never, this is hydrochloric acid. Concentrated hydrochloric acid. You're never going to have the very concentrated stuff. The highest you'll go is, I think, 3 molar. I think we get this in 12 molar. I know that means nothing to you right now, but it's a significant difference. We will always dilute this for you, so you don't really have to worry about how bad it can be in its concentrated form. But, question 1. Do we need to be concerned with flammability for this substance? We go to section 3 in hazards identification, and you see the flammability is a 0. So that's a no. What should we do if someone accidentally swallows this substance? Well, you go to section 4, first aid measures, and you see, you see if someone swallows it, to give 1 or 2 cups of milk followed by gastric antacid, such as milk of magnesia. Do not induce vomiting and call a physician at once. It tells you exactly what to do. So I would just copy that information right there. The reason you do water and milk and an antacid and milk of magnesia, those are all bases. They'll neutralize the acid in the stomach. And you call a physician depending on how much they have. Once they get it, somebody swallows it, you always come and get me first, get your teacher first. We'll know how to handle it, so you don't have to go and find this sheet while they're sitting there throwing up all over the place or screaming out in pain. But number 2. Number 3, how should we store this substance? Put on section 7, handling and storage. And it says store in a dedicated acid cabinet away from any source of water. So I would put that answer right here. So this is all just this big search and find. Number 4, what are some health hazards that we should be concerned with this substance? Go to number 3 again. You kind of put all this there, but highly toxic by inhalation, severe corrosive of all body tissues, especially skin and eyes, avoid all body contact. I'll just write all that in there, or abbreviate it in some way, shape, or form. Should this substance be used in a fume hood? That will be number 5. And yes, number 5, come down here with handling and storage again. Used in a fume hood. So we put that answer right here. Just say yes. The reason for that is that this concentration, it will actually produce a chlorine gas that can knock you out if you're not careful and if it's not being sucked up. Number 6. What happens if this substance touches skin? You come back up here again to where we kind of already put in hazards, section 3, and severe corrosive of all tissues, avoid all contact. So it's corrosive. Go back to the last video over the vocabulary, and that will show you what corrosive means. It's going to attack, it's going to irritate, probably cause a rash. More likely, it's going to cause a chemical burn. So we'll just put chemical burn in there. And with chemical burns, you flush it with water. And finally, number 7, if this is spilled, how would you clean it up? Well, you know it's an acid. You can go back to your lab rules, or you can go to accidental release measures here in number 6. And it says, contain spill with sand and any absorber, neutralize with sodium bicarbonate, that's baking soda or calcium hydroxide. All of that is how you contain a spill from it. But we're just going to say, to be in line with the last video, at a base, which would be your baking soda. So there it is, just one big search and find. If you see this on the test, be happy, because all you got to do is read through it, and this gives you every answer you want. Once again, you're not going to have to memorize this. It will be given to you, and if something happens in the lab, you come and find us, find me, find your teacher. It is our job to know these extremely well. That's it. That's all I need to know with MSDS forms.